Hey yogis, welcome back. Today is day 5. So today is going to be um, a yin yang practice, or Yin to Yin, but it's not a fast vinyasa. It's a slow flow. That's where we'll start. We'll start with a slow flow practice, and then we'll end with some yin yoga. Okay, so a nice balance today. All right, now before we get started, I do want to just give a shout out to Supported Soul. I don't know if you've ever heard of this company, but they sell yoga mats and also other yoga equipment. And I've been an ambassador for them for a couple of years, even though it's not something that I just openly talk about a ton. I've been using their mats for a while now, for a couple of years, since before I became an ambassador. And I really love their yoga mats. And so I just wanted to take this time to just give them a shout out. The thing that I really love the most about their mats is that when they come in, I don't have to wait for weeks and sweat on my mat for weeks to wait for it to become sticky. It's already ready to use. It's slip resistant from day one. Now, of course, there's that natural smell that comes with most yoga mats. So I don't use it day one. Of course, give it time to air out, but it's ready to use. It's already slip resistant, and you don't have to even worry about trying to get it to that point of being sticky. Okay, they're also good for the environment, which is a plus, and it's a female-owned company. So if you have time, you're looking for a good, nice, high-quality yoga mat, check out Supported Soul, okay? You will not regret it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with today's practice. We're going to be using blocks and a blanket. For the slow flow portion of this practice, it is all standing. This entire practice is wrist free. Okay, so no downward facing dogs today. We're giving our wrists a much needed rest. All right, so you can start at the top of the mat. I'm going to probably face forward just so that you can see me. We're going to start with some hip circles. So standing with your feet, maybe hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider, whatever feels right. Just going to begin doing some hip circles. So from the hips, just moving side to side, front to back, around in circles. Taking your time, maybe you sync your breath. So inhaling as you are circling forward, exhaling as you're rounding back. And let's reverse our circles. Really nice. Guinea pigs are drinking water. All right, so let's go ahead and find our neutral position, and we're going to take some side bends. So extending the arms up, you can either leave your feet kind of planted, hip width or wider, or if you like, you can maybe cross and bring the right foot so that it's kind of behind the left, extending up, taking a bend over toward the left. Either way is fine. Inhale up, exhale, take it to the right. So if your feet are planted, you're just kind of swaying. I believe they call this a swaying palm tree. So either is fine. Just getting a nice side bend here. Inhale back to center, bringing your palms down. We're going to come into either prayer hands, if that is accessible, behind your reverse prayer hands, with your hands behind your back, your palms touching, and your palms touching. If that's accessible, come into that. But if that is a little bit difficult, then we're just going to grab opposite elbows. Really drawing the shoulders down, relaxing. Inhale, extend up. Exhale, take a twist to the left, gazing behind you, drawing your belly button in. Exhale, release, and inhale. Let's take it to the other side, keeping those shoulders nice and soft. And exhale, release back to center. Go ahead and release. And from here, we're going to take a forward fold. So I'm going to go to the top of the mat. Grabbing opposite elbows. You can bring your feet wider than hip width. Sometimes that can help, especially if you have a belly in the way. I like to kind of come a little bit wider. And from here, maybe bring your fingertips to the mat, but we're going to step the left foot back to find pyramid pose. So step the left foot back so that the toes are pointed at that front left corner of the mat. Straighten that right leg. And you can bring your hands either right here to your shin. If you have your blocks, you can bring them to blocks. Totally up to you. Or you could bring your fingertips down to the floor. That's perfectly fine as well. And on an inhale, we're going to draw up and find your warrior one. So your feet, for the most part, may already be in place, but you're going to bend into that right knee to bring the knee over the ankle. Your hips, you're going to keep your hips turned evenly toward the top of the mat. Arms extended up. If this is too intense on that back leg, then find a high lunge here, okay? And exhale, find warrior two. So I'm going to spin that back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Draw that right knee open. Take an inhale through the nose and out of the nose. Exhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, we're going to find our extended side angle. Forearm to your thigh. Remember, you're turning your palm so that the pinky is down, pinky side down toward the mat, creating this line along the left side of the body. And on the exhale, press up, straighten that left leg, that right leg. Go ahead and turn the toes back so that they're pointed toward the top of the mat, toward the left corner of the mat. Hands on your hips. Inhale, extend up, maybe even take a slight back bend. Relax the shoulders. And on an exhale, step back to the front of the mat to your mountain pose. Now from here, we're going to do a series of a twist flow, as I like to call it. So inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, draw them down and open up to the left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale, arms up, and you're twisting. Try to twist. Now try not to twist the whole body. Try to keep it kind of at the waist, okay? Inhale. Exhale. All right, one more round. And from here, take a forward fold. And the fingertips down to the mat. Slightly step your right foot back this time to find pyramid pose. So toes pointed at the upper right corner of the mat, straightening into that left leg, but not locking out, okay? You don't want to lock out at the knees. And inhale, come up to find your warrior one. Adjusting your stance if needed. Hips facing forward. Exhale, warrior two. Spin that back foot. Adjust your stance however you need to. Gazing over the fingertips. Exhale, reverse your warrior. And on your next exhale, extended side angle. And inhale, coming up. Shifting that back foot once again so that it's kind of in a pyramid pose stance. Drawing up through the spine. Maybe taking a slight back bend. Exhale, stepping to the top of the mat. From here, inhale, draw the arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Okay, so we're here for just a few breaths. Now we're shifting into the yin part of our practice. So feel free to grab opposite elbows or leave your fingertips down to the mat. Really pressing up through your hips, okay? But just keeping a slight bend in the knees. We're here for just a few breaths. So allow yourself to let go. Decompress your spine. And feel this amazing stretch along the back of the body. That posterior chain. Now drop your fingertips to the mat. From here, we're going to find our yogi squat, and you may find blocks to be helpful. So you're going to turn your feet so that your toes are out and your heels are kind of in towards each other. Begin bringing your hips down to the mat. So use your blocks to create a seat, to bring your hips down to rest. And you may have to adjust your stance till you find that comfortable spot. But bring in your elbows so that they're on the inside of each knee. Palms together at the heart, gently pressing the knees open. Extending up through the spine. Maybe you close your eyes or keep your gaze low as you focus on your breath. We'll be holding our yin poses for about 2 minutes each. And on your next exhale, just going to release our hands down in front of us so that we can kind of roll forward off of our blocks And from here, we'll move into a reclined position using your using your blanket. We're going to be, or if you have a bolster nearby, that is great as well. We're going to kind of roll up the blanket to create a little bolster or for fish pose, okay? Give us a slight back bend here. So you want to come down over your blanket or bolster, allow your shoulder blades to kind of spill right off the back of it, and bring the soles of the feet. We're going to actually be coming into butterfly. Soles of the feet to touch and allow the knees to just kind of fall out to each side. Or if this is too intense, you can definitely either bring your blocks under each knee to support your knees, or you can keep your feet extended straight. Okay, maybe you bring your arms overhead and hold here. Just allowing your body to soften, welcoming this slow down. Just a moment to just feel your breath. And go ahead and maybe you bring your arms down and press your legs up. And to come up off of your prop, I like to roll over to one side as I press myself up enough to remove it. And we're going to actually use the prop again, this time under the hips. Or if you like, you can use your block, totally up to you. Okay, so bringing the prop right up under your hips. Extend your extend your right leg out. And you're going to grab a hold just under that left knee, stretching. Like drawing down through that right heel. Softening through your upper body as much as possible. Just feeling this gentle stretch along the front of the thigh, the right thigh. And you may even feel a gentle stretch along the back of the left thigh, that left hip. Just allowing yourself to be present with the sensations that you're feeling right now. And on an exhale, release that left knee down. Then we're just going to switch. So extend the left knee out, and then you're going to go ahead and draw that right knee up, holding. Softening as much as possible through your upper body, softening your facial muscles, your shoulders. Softening through the chest and the belly. And exhale, release. Maybe pressing into your heels to remove the prop. And from here, we're going to find happy baby pose. So bringing your feet up, and you're going to either grab your toes with your index and middle fingers, or maybe you're grabbing the outside of each foot. If both are pretty intense or not accessible, grabbing the back of the thighs or just under the knees, the back of the knees. So find your version. And you may find your tailbone, your lower back trying to kind of curl up off the mat as you're in the pose, but just gently press it down, okay? Like you're flattening that spine all the way down to the spine, to the floor, to the mat. And on an exhale, go ahead and release. And we're going to just do a couple of windshield wipers, one to the left and to the right. So with your feet about as wide as the mat, allow your legs to fall over toward the left. And we're here for Maybe a few breaths. Bring your hands to rest in the lower belly, or if you like, you can bring your arms out to cactus position. Elbows bent and in line with your shoulders. Totally up to you. And so on an inhale, bring the knees up. Exhale, allow them to fall over toward the right. And on an inhale, draw the knees up and extend the legs out for a couple of minutes of Shavasana. Allow the feet to fall open, really taking up space. So bring your arms out as far as you want, as wide as you want, palms facing up. Shoulders drawing down away from the ears. And just allow your body to soften. You feel how this full practice is coming together, how it feels within your body. Taking a moment to express gratitude to God for the ability to practice and for guiding you to find your yoga practice. And gratitude to yourself for giving yourself this time to focus on you. Begin to deepen your breath. Make small movements. Maybe extend your arms up overhead for a nice full body stretch. Pointing the toes, spreading the fingers wide. And then slowly turning to one side and pressing up to a cross-legged position, Sukhasana. Put the palms together at your heart center. I will end our practice with a deep cleansing breath in through the nose, out of the mouth. Inhale. I hope that you have enjoyed this practice and that it has made a huge difference, or that it will make a huge difference in your day. But as always, remember that these practices aren't just about what they do for us today, but they are about all the benefits that we will be able to experience in the future. as a result of our consistency in taking care of ourselves. All right. So thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice. I'll see you next time.